Morning, everybody. We are back for another hive inspection. Today is Thursday, so we're doing it a little early because the kid and I, who's over there playing in something, are going on vacation. So we won't be here on Saturday. A little redaction from last time we were out here. I said, because I saw my queens were tiny, that they weren't mated. But apparently, queens coming from packages are freshly mated and just haven't had this period right after where they start to swell up and turn orange like the queen I'm used to seeing. So my queens were mated, and so we should be seeing eggs today. Here we are. We're back here at the bees. We should be seeing some queens today. There they are. Some eggs today, and hopefully some more drawn out comb, some pollen, and if we could see capped, that'd be a pleasant surprise. Some capped eggs, some capped brood, as they call it. So we're also going to set them up with some new sugar, some new pollen, some pollen patties. I've been showing you guys those before. They're new to me. Before we head out on vacation, to make sure they have plenty of food. They're not going to run out over the next 4 days, and it'll be the day. So if anybody's wondering, here's our box of supplies, including a brand new investment of a $6 tripod. That'll be fantastic. We got some new sugar syrup. This is a spray bottle. If on really hot summer days I ever want to spray them with sugar water instead of trying to smoke them, they like that a little bit more, and it won't cause them to eat as much honey. But it is not warm enough for that, so we're not going to do that. These are the new pollen patties, which I'll explain a little later. These are my queen cages, some matches for lighting the smoker, gloves, other fire stuff, brush. These are entrance reducers, and a hive tool. So we'll get into all this stuff as we go, but first, I'll show you how easy it is to feed bees. I do have my suit on already, but I've done this 3 times this week without it. So stand slightly to the side of the hive so as to not piss them off, and this one is stuck. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do it one-handed. There we go. Make sure to let it vacuum out before you dump it back on the bees, and slide that in. This is like a honey substitute, a very inadequate honey substitute, but it's basically their carbohydrate. Get the last of those bees off there. And there's one, and you can see they've actually been drinking the honey sugar, or the sugar water now. So I think we're going to continue feeding them until we come out here, and let's not stand on that side because you're going gangbusters over there, until they stop taking it fully and it just sits there. Okay, I may have pissed them off. You can see them. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know if YouTube will be able to upload high quality enough, but they're coming in and out like crazy this morning. So they're busy, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It may mean we piss them off when we open them up. It may mean they don't give a shit about us at all. So let it vacuum out and stop dripping. Lightly put that back in there so we don't squish everybody. And that's it. Now let's open them up. Alright, video cut out. Great. But one tried to sting me. You can see, kind of hard to make out here, trying to get it as close to the camera as I can. You see all the yellow guts and the little black tip at the end. That's the stinger. Right here, my other thumb is the stinger. And those are all the guts that somebody pulled out on me, trying to kill me. So somebody came and got me. These girls are just checking me out. They're not too concerned. So didn't see any eggs. Didn't see the queen, but they're so thick. I don't know that I'm going to be able to see the queen through all that. I'm looking for her though. So let's go to the next one. See if we see any eggs on there. Nice and easy. Keeping the frame over the box in case she falls off. And they are incredibly thick. That's surprising. I would not have thought that would be a thing. So I'm going to brush them out of the way lightly here. Oh, and they did not like that. Okay. Yep. Alright. We're back with the smoker. I'm going to put a little bit down in the hole. I'd put this back on after I shut the camera off. Flip her over and send them down. Just right over the top of the bars. This gets them out of their defensive stance. Go play, please. The bees are mad. Go. The joys of single fatherhood. Okay. Want to make sure in your smoker that there's no sparks coming out, or it'll be too hot and it'll burn your bees, but that one looked good. So now, since they're being driven down, the frame should be a little thinner. Not so many bees on there, and that is fantastic amounts of comb. That's beautiful. Try to get them to go down a little more. I want to see the middle of the frame here to see if I have any brood. Any babies, any eggs, come on. I see nothing. I do, haha, right in here. Really hard to make out, but let's see if I can see it on the camera. Those little white, squiggly, round looking things right in here. Those are larvae. Those are baby bees. And I see eggs in a few others. I really hope this is not evident of her laying pattern, because there's egg, 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 cluster of larvae. But at least we know there's a queen in here, at least within the last week or so, and she is starting to lay. Still can't see her on here anywhere though. Let's flip it over and look at the back. To squish the comb. They still have plenty of nectar. They're storing all, probably my sugar water, all up here along the top. Get them to spread out a little bit. We ran out of juice in the smoker already. I gotta get better light in this thing. I see girls with pollen running around. Okay, what's this cluster here? They're just festooning. I still do not see the queen. But eggs, seeing unhatched eggs means she was in here within the last 3 days. So I'm not terribly worried if I don't see her. Easily put that back in. See how thick they get that they won't even fit back in there. That is impressive. These guys back on there, and in there. And I forgot my hack tool. I forgot also to scrape this up. You never want this burr comb like this in places where you don't want it to be. Take that out. A brand new white comb. It's beautiful. And there's eggs in the bottom of it. So there's a queen in here, and she's laying. That's good news. These guys are starting to attack again. Let's get them back in there. Okay. Sorry, girl. Inevitably, you're going to squish bees in the process. Sad as it is, you can't avoid it. Spread these out a little better. I want to take a look at this one last frame. Looks like they just started drying it out. Got some nectar up here. See if there's enough smoke to get them to spread out a little bit. Nope. There's not a lot. I don't see any eggs here either. So that's... She's here. She's been here within the last 3 days. And nobody's freaking out enough to come out and kill me outside of the normal defensive status. So I'm going to assume she's here, and hopefully still just figuring out where she wants to lay. And let's move on. We're going to give them a pollen patty, and that'll be the end of that inspection. So this is the pollen patty. It's wax paper on one side. Well, it's under wax paper. On one side they have holes in the wax paper, and this is just some kind of pollen substitute with no real pollen in it, because you don't want to get contaminated pollen from somewhere else. But you just set this in here. I'm going to set it over the, I'll set it next to the active part of the hive, but mostly over the top of the inactive part, so they can still come find it and get it, but it's not too far away that they won't care about it. So we'll just set it right there, and then you just put your cover back on over the top of it. Not going to squish anybody. And that is one hive down. Alright, we're back, ready for the next hive. Probably got about 30 seconds before our smoker goes out again, so let's smoke quickly. This hive has been way more active than the one we just did, so I'm kind of excited to see this one. Hoping to see a better laying pattern. Fixing my gloves, sorry. Than I did on the first one. Let's give them a little bit. Let them know we're coming in. Oh, that was actually somewhat propolis. Oh my gosh, we have moisture problems, really bad. And some mold. Fantastic. That sucks. So, we need to do something about that to not have so much moisture in the hive. Give them some smoke. Our kid is over there killing himself. They're ignoring it. Drive him down a little bit. And let's quickly check this guy out. Hive tool. Okay. Not much comb happening here, but you can see they are working on it. Currently trying to draw it out. Not so much on the outside. It's okay. On to the next one. This one looks a little busier. Oh, and it's heavier. Jeez. Yeah, that one's much more drawn out. Here's our queen. Right here, this big black one. See her right there. Let's be careful not to let her fly away, but there's a much better laying pattern here. If these guys would get out of the way, I could show you. And the queen, she's down here, she's going down. I want her to escape back into the hive. Oh, she actually went to the other side. She's right here. Oops, hit the camera. Well, that's great, we saw the queen on one. It's not bad. Not a bad first day. Let's see what's going on this side too. Excuse me everybody, excuse me, pardon me. Let's get out of the way. Doesn't look like she's made it over here yet. There's a couple eggs here and there. All this is still being drawn out, so she may be a little pickier than usual. I'm going to be really careful with this frame, knowing it's got the queen on it. But if I brush these guys out of the way, this all has larvae, and I can even see bee food down in there. These larvae are a little bigger. Yeah, this is a nice solid frame. It's mostly eggs over here. So it looks like she started here and she's worked her way that way. So let's try to see her one last time. She was a big, giant, fat one. It's kind of, oh, she's up here now. Okay, so I feel safe to put this back in. Very slowly. Don't want to kill her. They're so thick up here at the top that it's really difficult to put it in without scraping off a bunch of them. Okay, I think, let's look at one more. That was an amazing brood pattern. That was nice and solid. Brood pattern. Brood are baby bees. Let's start there. That's what I mean when I say brood. They are considered eggs, larvae, pupa, any type of, and all of these are filled with eggs. That's amazing. Yeah, that's wonderful. All the way across, amazing. Okay, that's going to be a really good queen. Let's really slowly set this back in. Feel content stopping there. I knew, oh, sorry girl. Not the queen and not the queen. Okay, spread these back out. And a couple of defenders coming out to avenge their comrades. And again, we're going to give these guys a pollen patty and shut them down. There we go. They'll be happy with that. They chew away this paper as they get in here and get the pollen patty out of the hole. They'll chew back the paper and they'll take it all the way out the hive all by themselves. So let's leave them alone and see what happened to our kid. Well, one last thing before we close them up. I'm going to try to open up their bottom board to try to get some more flowing through there. I don't know why it hasn't been working, but it's really difficult to get to open up. Oh, there goes the feeder. Oh, that is really bad. Well, this is a really bad amount of mold happening in here. Leave it to Seattle. Oh man, it's terrible. That may be why it's not opening, because it's so swollen with water. Wow, this is impossible. You've got to be kidding me. Here we go. Got this hitchhiker of a spider we got here. Hey, buddy. They will absolutely catch our bees and eat them. This is all bee debris of various kinds. Put our entrance back the right way. Broken stick out of here. This is from them. This is actual pollen. This is some nectar. I don't see any varroa mites, which I'm sure we will see later, but I do see mold. So I think it's time we take this out of both hives. Try to brush some of the girls out of the way instead of squishing them. Set it on at an angle, and twisting it into place causes less squish points, so that should help. Not squish everybody. And I'll have to look up what to do about this mold up here. I know you could treat mold with bleach, but I don't know if you want to do that with the bees currently in there. So, do some research on that. Put that on, and we are done. 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 We're done. There we go. Alright, so we just got this one apart. It's equally as difficult. And you can see a bunch of mold issues here too, so I think this is a good call taking it off. But I don't know if anybody sees anything differently than I do. I do not see any varroa mites yet. Yet is the key word. They will be here eventually. But so far so good. I also am rethinking these stands I made from work here. With them being this solid on the bottom and steel, they really don't allow moisture to escape at all. With this open like this, they have, you can kind of see back here, they have a, alright girl, looks like she died of natural causes. They have this opening right there, so that'll cause some air to leave. I'm thinking I might also prop these lids up a little bit just to create some extra circulation. It'll give another entrance into the hive. I'll keep a entrance reducer on the front of the hive, which is basically right now a stick. For those of you that don't know, this goes here just to keep the hive smaller. And oh, sorry, I'm not even looking. There's the entrance reducer right there. Keeps the hive entrance smaller so that it's easier to defend against the swarm of invaders. 1 or 2 random bees might still make it in, but this will keep the majority defendable, to keep it defendable. So if I open up the top a little bit, I think that'll cause some extra circulation, and that falling out emptied the sugar water. That sucks. I'll have to try, maybe before I go on vacation I can run home and get a new bottle and come back over here again and give him another bottle of sugar water. The other one did not empty as much, so that one dropped. In case you're wondering, that is a water dish. Put some leaves in there so they have something to walk on. Looks like a couple still drowned in there. Hi!
What you doing?
I'm videoing.
Hey, are you inside?
You're interrupting.
Cheese.
Geez, it's not a camera, it's a video. You say hi?
Hi.
Alright. That's for them to get water at a local source so they don't have to fly too far. I just wasn't sure if they were getting water or not. It seems to be ignored, so maybe they already are getting it elsewhere. That's it. We're done. Are we ready to go home?
No.
No, where are we going?
We're going to go beach.
We gotta go beach. That's right.